Well, it's that time of year again where we have to sit through yet another craptastic installment in the Saw series. Anyone with a smidgen of a brain knows they're making the story arc up as they go along, while milking it for every possible nickel and dime. No, I'm not going to review Saw whatever number it is in 3D. In fact, I'd rather watch a movie that's released straight to DVD, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Red Letter Media caught my attention with some humorous and poignant video reviews lambasting the Star Wars prequel trilogy. I imagine as I hear all the time, these guys heard the famous, "Yeah, well, I'd like to see you make a movie." And so they did. It's called Feeding Frenzy, and it recently premiered on DVD. Feeding Frenzy is directed by Mike Stocklasa and Jay Bauman. Our story follows Ron Lipsky as Jesse Camp, a slightly slow slacker working at Plinkett's Hardware. His boss, a version of the pizza roll-loving serial killer host at the movie reviews, has been hunting down hookers and feeding them to something in the basement of his store. As you can imagine, Jesse uncovers his secrets, and with the help of his friends, co-workers, and a hopeful girlfriend, Jesse rushes to defeat Plinkett and save the town. When you make a movie on the cheap, you have to cut some corners.
The world's toughest movie critic.
The visual effects are nothing groundbreaking, but 9 times out of 10, I'd rather be looking at a puppet than a computer-generated image. And just so happens these meatwads have charisma. On the other side of things, the music was sometimes good, and the set dressing, well, it was whatever they had on hand. The camera work is also a little disappointing. On a film of this budget, video is a given, and Steadicam is also out of reach. It would have taken more production time, but it would have been nice had they brought in a jib or dolly to get some creative shots. I saw Feeding Frenzy after seeing Red Letter Media's trailer for their Star Wars Episode 3 review, and honestly, that trailer had better aesthetics. Working in Feeding Frenzy's favor are some decent performances and a self-aware script filled with the appropriate level of lampooning. The cast sells the jokes, and though I wasn't rolling on the floor, there was never a dull moment. Much to my surprise, I got a wonderful sense of just about every character on screen. My favorite being Carl, because he has his priorities straight. And before I give out my final score, I have to give a shout out to Action Chick for answering this week's Pop Quiz Hotshot trivia question. Look for the questions on Twitter, Sundays, midnight Central Time. I saw the same exterior shot of the hardware store a few too many times, and the level of carnage lacked the imagination I had hoped for. Still, Feeding Frenzy is kitschy fun that knows its place. It's the best Gremlins ripoff since Gremlins 2. I give it 2.5 out of 4 stars. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but for a movie that's released straight to video on a shoestring budget, Red Letter Media has proven to me that they have both the know-how and the room to grow. And if you want to see for yourself, you can order a copy of Feeding Frenzy at redlettermedia.com. I'll see you guys next time.